Hello and welcome to an endless endurance option for the Pagani Utopia. Here we are at Circuit of the Americas. Of course, I have to be fully upgraded to run this race, and we're going to cover several things in this video. Like, how do you get this paint that I've got? You can't just get this one, you got to do a couple of things. What are the full upgrade costs of this car? How far do you have to go to hit the Perpetual Point? That's going to depend on your driving abilities. And what are the earnings, which is of course very important to know if this is really a good idea or not. So we're coming up here on what would be pretty much the only cuts you really need to be taking. Like, so far I haven't cut anything. This is where you cut, and that's about it. The rest of it is just fast racing. I had to do a little bit of training in this car because I'm used to driving this car either with just tier 1 upgrades or no upgrades at all. So having it fully upgraded, it definitely handles differently. You've got to get on the brakes earlier than you think you should for Circuit of the Americas for a car like this. This section here, you got to take it just right if you want to keep it pinned, full throttle I should say. Like for instance, braking points. Coming up here, like right now is when I need to get on those brakes, and then I took 2 tires off, which wasn't the greatest idea there. Anyhow, what does it cost to fully upgrade this car? Well, $3,422,100 our dollars, 1,340 gold. So that's not cheap. And beneficial or not, well, that remains to be seen. So as far as the exclusive series is concerned, this is it. This is the only endless endurance option in the exclusive series. Now, in case some of you guys don't know this yet, there will be a bonus series for this car in update 12.2. That's the very next update. Originally, that was not part of the plan, but with all of the people saying like this hasn't been done before, that you earn a car and you literally can't race it without fully upgrading it, they made a change pretty quick actually. I'm pretty impressed. By the way, if you want to know how you get this paint, you got to put candy copper paint on and then put a black vinyl layer on top of it. Of all the candy copper colors, this is the only one that bleeds through. So you can get some interesting color combinations by using candy copper and different vinyl coverings over top of it. And if you use the paint through option in the vinyl, it's easy. You know, it's just one vinyl. So you could add more if you wanted to. Like I was saying, very impressed that the studio for Real Racing 3 has made this change this quickly. Usually, I mean, they're often working on several updates in a row, like it's because there's an awful lot of effort that goes into this. So for them to suddenly make this quick change is really good. This is deceptive, by the way. I really didn't want to get damaged, so that's why I really got out of it. 2 cars like that close to each other, you might be thinking you're already seeing the Perpetual Point. You are not. And Perpetual Point is a phrase I coined. It just means the part of the race where you could go on continually or forever. Perpetual means continual. So this is weird. I don't know why. In multiple versions I did of this, I always came across this at around this point, which was really interesting to me. So it looks like the Perpetual Point, but it's not. They space out again. Once in a while, you can also get a big gap of no bots, like a third of a lap, half a lap. We're going to warp ahead a bit here and there, like right away. At the start-finish line, we're going to warp ahead to lap 6. Now, Perpetual Point. How do you get there? Well, it's not about distance. It's about 42 cars. You got to pass 42 cars as fast as possible. If you don't do it fast enough, you will not see the Perpetual Point. So look at my clock. It's still pretty full. Well, that's because I did a little bit of training to make sure I'm driving this car pretty good at this track. And yeah, you're going to see right away here. There we go. Right, that's going to be the tail end of it. There you go. So look at the cars. Look how closely they are spaced together. And look, it just goes without end. Look at the mini-map. Look at all the little dots. So it just keeps on going and going and going. If you have an accident, you just have to catch up. They're all still going to be there. So very interesting feature. I don't know why, if 42 is the magic number, that's the magic number. Interestingly enough, 42 is the answer to life and everything else in a famous book. So that's really funny that that's the number that got chosen. Anyhow, let's warp ahead a little bit more here at the start-finish line. So here we are at lap 8. And yeah, just to see how this is going here. Eventually, I'm going to get horribly damaged. And then we get to see how easy this is. Now, of course, like right now you can see I'm having no trouble at all filling my clock. This is not difficult. Only taking the one cut here, so I'm not even cutting this. Ooh, I had to get out of the gas there. Maybe be a little bit more careful around him. There you go, I timed that pass. Not good enough. Cracked my windshield. I think I was just stage 1 down. Oh boy. Well, that was stage 1 damage. Stage 2 damage is going to make this thing looser, and everything's going to feel a tiny bit different. So I'm going to have to be careful. To keep it full throttle here... Oh yeah, that's stage 2 damage. Definitely stage 2 damage. Okay, now, let's try hood view, or bonnet view. Let's see what that's like for a bit. I never race bonnet view, which is going to be very apparent because I'm going to make some mistakes. Well, let's go bonnet view for a while, just so you guys can see what it looks like. Catch some slipstream from this guy. Obviously, I'm not doing as good because I'm down 16 seconds at the line. I was refilling my timer every single time. And we'll go around, get under this guy nicely. Well, that's not bad. I did pretty good there. Boy, I never do this, so I'm trying to trust my instincts as far as where my braking points are. I've got to brake a little bit earlier than I normally would based on my viewing perspective. So 67. Interesting part about stage 2 damage is it really doesn't matter. You can hit anyone you want to hit. Your car can't get any worse. You notice that I do cut those hairpins. It's not even a hairpin, that's tighter than a hairpin. I cut those tight corners really close. If you watch my distance counter, you'll see how little I'm actually going off track. You gotta remember that off track in this game is when, sometimes it's when all 4 tires are off track, but at least all 3. 2 tires off track never matters to this game as far as like time trials and endurance races. However, it does matter when it comes to your clean race bonus. Okay, let's up the ante. Driver view. I do not like driver view. Why? Because there's not enough input. People say this is the most realistic. No, it's not. My device is 6 inches wide, and I'm only getting, look at this, a third of my screen that's actually the racing in front of me right now. So it's not realistic. Average windshield's about 50 inches wide. That's why when guys do driver view, they're usually in a sim setup with 3 monitors. So no, this is not realistic. I get what people are saying and I appreciate it, but no, I've actually very rarely seen a competitive racer using driver view. I actually haven't. So if you are a Group A time trial driver, and I'm talking Group A weekly time trial, not Group A in the regular part of the game. Group A in the regular part of the game is just the top 1%. Group A in weekly time trials is the top 0.1%. Okay, so 10 times less people. I want to know if you are a Group A weekly time trial driver using this method. By the way, look at my time. I'm in horrible trouble. And we're going to warp way ahead to see if I could rebuild it. And there you go. I did. But yes, competitive drivers I have met either race this view, chase view, or bonnet view, also known as hood view. Woo, that's a big tangle up. I mean, as you can see, my back bumper is dislodged. I mean, we're going to take a quick look at my damage as we get to my target. What's my target today? 99. Why is it 99? Because there are 99 Pagani Utopias in the world. Pagani Utopias, yes. Only 99 made, so I decided I'd go 99 kilometers. And we're going to see what that looks like. Now, to give you the core numbers, I have not hired the manager or the agent. Oh my goodness. I'm getting kind of angry here. That's really sloppy. That's definitely going to be affecting my earnings. He gets a little tap off the track because I'm annoyed with him. So, but it's just one lap that it's really bad. So I'm not going to really make a big deal out of this. We're going to be ending this very soon, and then we will get into the profitability, which will determine what we should do. Is this a good farming car or not? Well, we'll know that in just a minute. And let's see here. I'm going to end it right at 99 kilometers. Do a couple of donuts here. Get some nice, it's a good car for donuts, but let's take a look at the damage. Oh yeah, look at all those scrapes. Multiple windows are missing. This is a totaled off car. Actual race time, 30 minutes, 28 seconds. R per minute, 6,519. Fame per minute is 697, which really puts this on par with the 2 cars you see at the bottom here, racing at Porsche Short Track. Way cheaper to fully upgrade those 2 cars combined, and the races are easier. Here's a summary video of those. So please like, please subscribe, have some fun out there.